Hello, this is Paul from RankQuiz. This video is on the hot topic of nowadays SEO, and I called it Ultimate PBN Solution, and an easiest way to set up your blog network fast and secure. And I want to highlight as an easiest way to make it fast and secure. But before we go on into demonstration, so let's go quickly through the process, what it takes to do a PBN setup. So we find expired high authority domain. So this is the purpose of the blog network, of build it on the existing high authority domains. So and there are like many places where you can buy them nowadays and register quickly. Then we set up WordPress, select hosting with distributed IPs. What I mean by distributed IPs is that your network should be hosted on distributed IPs, so-called either C blocks or like even might be B blocks, and to avoid of the blocks to be on the same branch within the same C block. Then we configure blogs, so we set up theme, plugins, on-page SEO, etc. And again, so that this is the classical steps, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the steps, and it's been covered in so many PBN courses and PBN trainings. The next step is to secure a blog. So we want to make sure that it's not going to be hacked, and we also want to block unwanted bots. First, it will save the traffic. Second, you don't want to reveal your PBN to the all web scanners, like especially from these link bots like Majestic, Ahrefs. Security is extremely important, and every big PBN owners knows that how dangerous it is to be hacked on WordPress, and what it takes to restore and clean up the site or blog from once it's hacked. And it definitely damaged the value of the blog, because just it can be to the point that Google blocks it and the indexes, because of if they detect malware or any other secure breach on the site. Once everything is completed and set up, so we'll go and update registrar, pointing to the new pointing the name to the domain name to this hosting to the IP name server, and we do repeat it on over and over again. So let's say if you're planning to set up PBN of the 10 domains for your new client, this is what you repeat 10 times, and this procedure could be very well automated, or at least scripted to the point that it's done by VAs, and more or less done quickly. But once we set up PBN, there are some day-to-day PBN activities, and number one is keep up to date with WordPress and plugins updates. And again, mainly for security reasons, because lots of those updates are coming because of the security problems, and if WordPress hasn't been updated, it increases the chance for the blog to be hacked in. Uptime monitoring for availability and page load speed. We deploy blogs on the different hostings, therefore like it's different availability, so hosts can go up and down, especially if it's a cheap hosting, and it could be overloaded with the traffic, so that page load speed is also important. So altogether it affects the value of the blog for your PBN. So if site goes up and down so too often, or it takes forever to load the page, the Google will just eventually decrease the value of the blog, and it will will be less valuable for you as your PBN. So we do regular backups. When I say regular, so it could be depending on how often you post the content. It could be weekly, it could be daily, but the criteria is that if you lose the site, if you lose the WordPress blog, you'll be able to restore it. But even if you have a backup, it's pretty tedious procedure to clone it and restore it in different hosting. But the prerequisite for this is to have a backup. If you don't have a backup, all your work is gone. We monitor indexing, metrics, ranking, everything that tells us that blog continue has a value, and we save to have links from those blogs to our clients' money sites. So we monitor blog security, and again, so blog security, there are services that monitor security, or you can just visit in the site and you can see that content is not appended, so theme is not, so it could be security on the WordPress level, it could be security on a hosting level. And the last is we post content. So basically we post the content on the blog, so to refresh it, to build a new content, and we build lower tier backlinks to those sites to keep up and update authority of the tier 1 of PBN. So this are the steps, and of course when it's multiplied by number of blogs you have in a network, and most likely you have not only one network, you have one blog multiplied by number of in a network by number of networks. It's pretty tedious job, and of course it requires a system to manage them. And today I introduced the sidewiz.com. As I said, it's an easiest way to build a secure blog network. So I'll go into the my Sidewiz account, and you can see that everything in the system organized in projects, or you can call it a network. When I go into the network, you can see that I have in this network at this electrical, I have five sites, and they deployed in the various IP across different servers. If I go to the blog itself setup, you can see that it has 192 posts. I can update settings, title, name, title, tagline, meta keywords. So basically what we did with the Sidewiz, it's a scaled down model of the WordPress, a very simplified version of more WordPress, but not simpler that it's needed for PBN. So if you went multiple times, if you're not familiar with WordPress setup, or you have to go through the process setting up it over and over again to see that what theme to install, what plugins to install, how to configure on page SEO, how to enable page loading, the optimized page loading and performance, we implement it all in the Sidewiz. So you go and create title, tagline, keywords, you select permalink and save it. So we have categories, you can see the categories, I can add and delete a category, and I have a bunch of posts in here. You can see they're all managed, all implemented in the system. We have pages. So even after site created, you can change look and feel, and literally in one click and change and update theme. And we keep adding more themes. At the moment it's just close to 30 themes, and they mostly copied from the mimicking WordPress site, but we will have themes are mimicking different CMSs, so that you don't have a major footprint, that all of your blogs are in WordPress. So we have an idea of widgets that are again familiar to you from WordPress, like recent posts, categories, archives, and you can activate it, deactivate them for a site to make it more randomized. So we support robots.txt, so where you can, by default, it's already enabled to block all unwanted bots. And at the last tab, you'll see where this site is deployed, server and name the IP and name servers. So this quick introduction, so that as I said, so I go through this at any moment in time and I can preview this site. You can see that site is open from our server in a preview mode. So as you're working with the site, you can preview it at any moment. Let's say if I go to another one, so when you're satisfied with the site and you click deploy, it'll deploy it on the server, and you don't need to worry about server, because so we at the moment have over 50 servers, all on the unique C-class IPs distributed all over the world, and we guarantee that all your sites within the network will be deployed on the separate C-class blocks. You can see this is deployed block, and available for the to be used as a PBN. So it's been few weeks since I deployed it, when we started first release of the Sideways, and you can see that there's 100+ indexed pages for the blog. So basically this is the system. So let's go step by step through the process of the features of the Sideways. Sideways allows you to set up new site in literally 5 minutes. You set up tagline, title, tagline, keywords, select from 30+ themes, and it automatically optimizes on page SEO. Let's say I decided to set up a new network for interior design, and you see that there are no sites. I click, this is the step, it's literally a step of setting up new process. I'll give it so title will be turned to interior designer. The tagline will be great. Meta keywords. So you say, let's say, I'll make it simple. And description. Those are all important factors of on-page SEO. And I select the theme. Let's say I pick the default, the first theme, and you can see that a variety of themes are available. And save. So at this moment, site is created. If I go to site and I can preview it. So this is empty site. You can see it is created and we're ready to start populate with the content. Let's say I go to categories and create. So now we have one category. As I said, so this is a stripped down version. Of course, like it would be probably too ambitious to compare it to WordPress. This is a very simple content management system that built with a PBN in mind. So you can create a post title, content, you can select a category, you can specify tags, let's say. Okay, design. So you can keep SEO settings default or override it for the specific page, focus keyword, SEO title, and description. So like if I don't specify, it will be taken from the main site, and I can save it or directly go and publish it. So I go and publish this page, and if I again preview site, so you can see I have a welcome post. I have one category, and I have one post in the. So so the concepts are familiar for you from WordPress. We have title, tagline. So if now I go and try, let's say, different theme. So this is a theme. So themes are all optimized for PBN. So you probably will be looking to implement random different themes to make sure that your sites in the network will be looking different. So let's say we have a site and we ready to deploy it. So you can see by default it enables all the blogs, unwanted blogs to be disallowed. We also disable it on the HTTP access level. So as I said, so it will save you bandwidth, and it will somewhat help you to hide your PBN. And once you're ready, so you select your domain where you want to install it, where it was want to be available. So you decide whether you enforce WW or non-WW version. This is important because if you don't, the Google bot will accessing your site from both WW and non-WW version and creating duplicate content. And so I copied the domain and just registered a new high authority domain, and I decided to use www. And the rule of thumb is that when you check your metrics for existing expired domain with Majestics or Ahrefs, so you might check them in both www and non-www version. And the one that has higher metrics, usually this is how you want to do it. It probably will tell, it most likely will tell you how the previous owner used it, and you might see not as high authority when you use it non-WW and higher with WW, or other way around. So in my case, the domain was used with WW. So I update it and I click deploy. So that's it. So I have it. I have IP address and I have name services to update and register. So I will pause the video and update the register to point to these name servers, and of course it will take a little bit time to propagate. And in the meantime, I'll show you other features of the system. Okay, so I continue with demonstrating site views and the functionality. So pretty sure a lot of functionality that will get you excited. And again, the target was to help our users to build PBN fast and secure. If I so I showed you, so you can set up site in 5 minutes. Tagline, title, tagline, keywords, themes, automatically optimized on page SEO. So you saw that all themes have recent post categories, tags, interlink posts. So it's all optimized. So you don't need to worry about, you don't need to install any plugins. Instant deployment, it's literally instant. So you once you build a site, it copies over to the remote server. The system automatically select the server from the pool of 50 servers at the moment. Within the scope of the one project or one network, you're guaranteed to have separate C-class IPs. And the site is optimized for performance and page loading speed. I can demonstrate this is so we put a lot of effort into making sure that sites are all optimized, because after all it's a PBN, and it will be measured by Google based on the performance. You can see that Pingdom gives it 97 out of 100 performance grade, and site is loaded within half of the second. So this is what is given to you with the system. So once you build it, so you will be worry free about having this site to be optimized and for performance. So I showed you so that we automatically disable all unwanted bots, so that for the reason of saving bandwidth, and most important, hiding your PBN from all the link crawlers. And of course I showed you how we manually created the post, but after all, how good it is and when you do it manually over and over again. So we have an integration with RankQuiz. So let me pause it. So I go back to the interior design network, and there's one side. And if I go to the settings, you can see the status of RankQuiz integration. It has site API that I will use with RankQuiz, and at the moment the status is non-integrated. So I copy the key and I go back to my RankQuiz account. I already have new network, and you can see that it has a new project, and it has PBN network inside. You can see along with the WordPress Joomla, so you have an option to add sideways. So I enter API, and URL. And you can see it added, it's integrated with the sideways. So for now, this is basically steps. So how long it will take me to reproduce this 10 times once I have this 10 domains, literally 5 minutes per block. And once I have them in my side RankQuiz network, I will be able to start posting in this. If I go to the blog on RankQuiz, you can see that there are no metrics. Of course, there are no metrics yet, but at the moment we add blogs, RankQuiz schedule to grab all the metrics and monitoring. Let's say I already have content bucket with the content. You can see that it's updated location of the blog. I already have a content bucket created on the topic of interior design submission. So it's out of scope. So how to set it up? So it's I assume you're familiar with this. So I will just activate, and it's set to make 5 posts to the blog. So I start creating posts, and again, so I'll keep it running, and we'll go back to sideways features, so that and we come back to this site we created later. So once we integrate it with the RankQuiz, you have an option to post the content, do uptime monitoring, index checking, monitor authority metrics, and so on. So Sideways, because you create a site on our server and then you specify deployment, every time you make a change, the change synchronized with the remote server. So as a result, is ultimate solution for those who don't want to deal with the security problems. Like, it's ultimately 100% no hacking, 100% no security threats. So you don't need to run any updates, you don't need to do any backups, no threats of losing data. And whatever you do, updates on the server or the site settings or content, that will be automatically synchronized to remote server where the site is deployed. So your data is ultimately stays on the Sideways server, and as you update it or post new one, will be copied over, synchronized over with the remote server. So think of having a plain HTML site deployed on the remote server, and the losing you can't be hacked because it's read-only. You can't you don't require any updates, and you can't lose the data. So the more on the features that are available for RankQuiz. So we have widgets, and will be growing number of widgets to customize appearance of the site. If I go to the, I already briefly showed widgets, and let's say for this site, I have content slider activated and social buttons activated, and if I do if I go to the site, you can see that it creates automatically a slider on the top. If I go to post, you can see that there are social buttons. So we will have growing number of widgets, including widgets that will share the content between all sites in your network. And that will be monetization. So if it's real PBN, so you probably don't want to really monetize it, because it's kind of a footprint pointing to the same URL and link. But it's very important to have pseudo monetization. So what I mean by that is, if someone reviews the site, the first question that probably comes to mind is why this block exists. So did it belong to the company, or it is an affiliate or somewhat? And if I see that block is full of the content, and it's the owner tries to monetize it, might be banners and all stuff. So that's why I call it pseudo monetization. So it's anything that gives a sense that someone really built it on purpose, other than just build the links from it, will help to pass the block manual review. We have smart contact form. It's nice to have. It's very good to have contact form on the side. This is essential step for the any manual process. But what we have is, let's say we have 50 or 100 blogs, and you need to install the contact form, and contact form is, so it's a heavy complex process. So what we have with a smart contact form is, let's say for this blog, so I have a page about us, and if I go to view the page, you can see that we have a similar idea with the shortcuts. You're familiar with the WordPress. And so at the moment we have two, one for contact form and another one for the showing the address on the Google map. So that will kind of adds the sense of the real site. And we have our custom solution, so that it doesn't really, you don't need to update, you don't need to install, edit any connect all the servers to any mail server to send the contact. When it's submitted, will be posted, will be grabbed by Sideways and sent to your email. So essentially, once you have 50 blogs and you install contact form on all of them, so you will be receiving emails from the server on Sideways while it will not, there's no footprint. It's just a form that is submitted to the same domain, and our smart contact form will just grab this information and send it over to your Sidewiz account, and send it to your Sidewiz email. So we have easy link removal and replacement, and this is good for those who do SEO for the clients, or for some reason decided to change and remove them. So if I go to the same yoga blog, so you can see that you can filter out posts that have you can see it just dynamically changing. So they're like 45 because I was posting the content with the news, that there were quite a few links that go into Huffington Post, let's say, and you could go edit, find this link. Here it is. This is the link, and update it. Remove the link, replace the link, and one very, very cool feature is that Sidewiz will automatically localize all images. So this is one of the major overlooked footprint of Autoblog. So the typical Autoblog has all hot linked images, and in some cases we can deal with this and some we can't, and it requires some extra effort installing plugins, or in this case with the Sidewiz you don't need to do anything. If, let's say, I go to the blog, so you can see that oh no, open image. So it's encoded. So yeah, so we not only download it, but we encode the image for the data. This is simplified. This is speeds up performance. So you can see that there are no hot linked images on the site. You can see that images all located are right on the yoga1.ca blog. And as I said, this is major footprint for the Autoblog. So you can't really tell for sure that this is a PBN or not, but this is definitely somewhat indication of Autoblog. So this is for localized images, in the meantime, I'm just checking submission. I was using to post 5 interior design posts to this new blog, and I see it's completed. If I go to posts, I can see from here they're all successful. And not only they post, but of course they grab back the URL, and those URLs now available for you to start backlinking with on your Web2 networks. And if I go back to the Sidewiz, you can see 6 posts made. And if I preview site, so you can see it's in a preview mode, but all of a sudden you have decent PBN. This is good metrics. Oh no, it's not in the preview mode. It doesn't show metrics, of course. And you can see that it's all optimized, and you can use it for your PBN literally within an hour. Like in an hour, you definitely can build 10 or 20 sites, add them in RankQuiz and start posting, and all of a sudden you have your network. Whether you using it for own purposes, whether you sell links to or brand links to your clients, this is an easy solution. Let me check if Well, unfortunately, registrar is not propagated yet, but you see the point. So once it is, so this site will be available on this domain, and you're done. So the more posts you do, it will be over time like synchronized with the remote server and will update it, and eventually you will end up with the block networks with what I have here, let's say 100 plus posts. So, and of course you want to see if how those sites are performing. So if I go to the network where I have this electrical domains, so you can see from the dashboard that I have 5 blocks located on different unique sorry, C blocks IPs, and out of 72 keywords I'm tracking, they're ranking by 11 keywords within top 10 and by 64 keywords within top 100. And of course, you should realize this is auto blogs, so we basically post our automated content, and it's very tailored for the niche where I'm tracking keywords. If I go to blogs, so you can see that the metrics of domains, number of index pages, number of backlinks, and number of keywords. This specific this is majestic numbers, and this is Moz number of index pages. This is what we collect, and this is number of keywords the specific domain is ranking for. If let's say Oakville interior lighting, you can see that it's quite a list of keywords this specific block is ranking. And again, it's not about how high the ranking. This is PBN. Ranking, in my view, is the best appearance on the search results is the best indication of metrics from the directly from Google Eyes. Like, I mean, if blog appears on the ranking on so many keywords, this is definitely a good blog. So it's safe to use. And let's say this is a keyword, and this is domain, this is domain, so this is PBN, this is my web 2, this is PBN, this is PBN. I only have 5 of them. There's web 2s all down. This is another PBN. I only have 5, as I said, and they rank in pretty much for every keyword. Let's say where it's high, heated floors, Oakville. This is one. This is the same 2 URLs from the same domain. 2 second. It's not mine. That's 3rd. 4th. So they're basically all ranking, and I don't see the last one. So anyway, so this is an indication that the sites you build, and again, so this is the fastest and secure way to build network, but once you add them in RankQuiz, you will post them, they will be ranking, they will be so ready to be used for SEO for your sites, for your client sites. And again, if I go back through, the last feature I didn't show, it's a sticky post. And again, you're familiar with the idea of sticky posts from the WordPress. There are a lot of reasons. One, you have one post to be stay on the home page, and you can see that if I go somewhere down, let's say 1 day ago, you can see, yeah, I was looking for that one. It was marked as a sticky, but there are 2 sticky posts at the moment that are not in chronological sequence. This one and this one, and after that I go down by in the order of when they posted. So easily by updating the post to make it sticky, so you can keep it in the front page. And this is definitely if you're just selling, if you're renting homepage links, so this is where you want to put your most important link, or if for your own site, so you don't need to worry to keep always the last post up to date, because once you update it, it's sticky, it will be staying on the home page. So if I go back through the features of SiteWiz, so you will set up site in literally 5 minutes, set up all the SEO criteria, select theme. It will be automatically optimized on page SEO. So you do instant deployment. Instant, just instant from what it requires from you. It takes hours, might be a couple of hours to propagate when you update your registrar, when you update, when it's synchronized. But from your perspective, it's instance. You clicked, you deployed, you see the IP, you see the name services. At the moment we have over 50 servers. This is not a shared hosting. This is the dedicated servers, so that you don't need to worry about bad neighborhood. So within the scope of the network of project, you guarantee this unique C-class IP. Site will be optimized for performance, page loading speed, and automatically disabled unwanted blocks. So you definitely will have most of the SiteWiz if you integrate it with RankQuiz for posting content, monitoring, check-in, metrics, and this is the main benefit. So once you set it up, so there are no other activities required to maintain it. So like you don't need to worry about hacking, security, updates, backups, losing data. So it's all done for you by SiteWiz. So we have a growing list of additional functionality that will allow you to customize the site and to make them look more unique. I didn't mention lead capturing, so this is another to be done for those who want to not only rank those PBNs but like use them in slightly different way as a local lead capturing sites. And we're gonna have lead capturing forms or in a different way, and they will be again so easy, one-click distributed update across all of your sites within the network. And so we have contact form, localized images, sticky post, so everything that in our opinion good high quality PBN requires. And we make it easy for you, we make it fast, and we make it secure. Thank you for watching, and I'm looking forward to hear the feedback on the video.